Hey, you want to learn how to change brakes like a professional in no time on your Infiniti or Nissan? Buckle up and keep watching. Welcome to the Auto Tech World channel. In this video, I will show you how to replace the front brakes on an Infiniti G35X, but it will be the same on many other Infiniti models and also some Nissan models. If you like learning by watching how to repair cars videos on YouTube like I do, and it is helpful to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to learn more. Now back to our brakes. This customer has some hub centering rings because he has some aftermarket rims with a bigger hub bore, so I'll have to take off these rings for replacing the rotor. I'll turn the wheel here a little bit to better get at it. When we take off the caliper bolts, you don't want to have the caliper hanging on the brake hose because that will cause stretching of the hose, which can cause more or additional problems with your brakes. So I like to grab a bungee cord and hang one side to the coils, and then I can hang the brake caliper to the other side. With a 40mm socket on the ratchet, I'll just loosen the caliper bolt and then use a 70mm wrench to hold the sliding pin from spinning together with the bolt. You actually want to start with the top one first on the driver's side and then do the bottom one. On the passenger side, you want to start with the bottom bolt first. That way you don't have to fight the caliper like I do. I like to just take a flat screwdriver and pry the caliper away from the vehicle to compress the caliper piston. That will loosen the tension from the rotor, and then it will be easier to remove the caliper. Then, with both of the caliper bolts removed, you can just pull the caliper off and hang it on the bungee cord. Make sure you don't forget to take it off later. You can actually see how the inside pad, that pad towards the vehicle, is worn a lot more than the outside pad, the pad away from the vehicle. I'm just tapping the one pad off with the other pad here, but you could also just take your flat screwdriver and pry them out. We'll make sure our sliding pins are loose and then remove them to wipe them clean and put on some new lube. I'll leave a link in the description where you can buy the same product right from Amazon. FYI, if you have Amazon Prime, you will get the product within 2 days, free shipping. If you don't have a Prime account yet, I highly recommend it. You can get all kind of stuff, including car parts, on Amazon with a 2-day free shipping. I'll leave you a link in the description for a 30-day or 1-month free Prime trial. It also includes shows like the new show of Grand Tour, which used to be called Top Gear, and many others. Now, if you only want to replace the pads, you don't have to do this. The steering wheel was vibrating really bad when braking, so I'm also replacing the rotors, and that is why I got to take the brake caliper bracket off. For the caliper bracket, I'm using my 1/2-inch ratchet because it's longer and therefore gives me more leverage. Just loosen them with the ratchet and then you should be able to take them off by hand and the bracket will come right off. With the bracket removed, you can easily remove the old rotor which is worn and warped, which caused the vibration when driving. Before installing the new rotor, you want to make sure you clean it first because the manufacturer puts a light film of oil on the rotors to keep from rusting while in storage. So I just used brake clean and a clean paper towel to take off the oil from the rotor. I'll just do the inside of the rotor on the bench, and then once it's installed in the vehicle, I will also clean the outside. Here, back on our bench, we got our sliding pins that we need to clean. Just wipe them with a clean rag. Do not use brake clean because it will damage the rubber that's on the sliding pin. A clean paper towel or a rag will do just fine. I'm just using this synthetic brake lubricant from Permatex to lube the sliding pins. Haven't had a problem with this stuff yet. I just spread the lube nicely all over the pin. You also don't want too much of it on there. Then we'll just slide the lube pin in the hole and make sure it moves freely and doesn't bind. Then we'll do the same thing with the other side and make sure it slides in all the way, making sure the rubber seal covers the whole pin. Very often, new pads come with new clips, so you want to make sure they match with the old ones that are on there and then switch them up. You want to make sure the clips are seated all the way. If you want the same pads or anything that I use in this video, check out the Amazon links in the description. The pads can now smoothly slide in the new clips. Now, with our bracket ready to go back on the vehicle, we'll take our bolts and attach the bracket to the knuckle. The first one and the second one. Put them in all the way by hand or with the help of your ratchet, and then we'll torque all the bolts at the end of the video. So make sure you watch to the end for the torque specs. Then you want to take your pad and put lube on all the rubbing surfaces. Be careful not to get any lube on the actual braking pad that is going to touch the rotor. Then you do the same thing with the other pad. Sometimes they are a little hard to get in, so you just gotta wiggle and play them in. With the new pads and the new rotor, it all needs more room, so we push the piston back into the caliper. I like to just put the caliper on the rotor, to easier to work with it. Don't forget to remove the bungee cord, by the way. I just take an old brake pad and put it in the caliper, so I'm not actually pressing right on the piston, but have a nice surface to press on with my awesome squeeze tool. Just take turns from side to side and don't push one side in at once. With the piston all the way back in the caliper, we are almost ready to reinstall the caliper. Before we install the caliper, we are going to put some more lube on the pads where they are coming in contact with the caliper. This way we are really keeping all noises from the brakes down as good as possible. Now get your caliper sliding bolt ready and install the caliper to the bracket. Don't forget the other bolt, because it's kind of important to have them both installed, you know. And because this vehicle has aftermarket rims with an oversized hub bore, we do not want to forget to install the hub rings. Back in the back, we will tighten the bigger caliper bolts to the knuckle first. On this vehicle with a twin piston, we will tighten them bolts to 130 foot-pounds. If you only have a single piston, only one piston in the caliper, they're supposed to be only 98 foot-pounds. Then you want to move back to your caliper bolts, and they're torqued to only 20 foot-pounds. This is the same for the twin and single caliper. After that's all done, you can straighten the wheels again and install your tire. Very important though, do not forget to like and subscribe if this was helpful to you. If you're not sure what to do, you can just watch how I replace the air filters on this exact vehicle. Link somewhere on the screen. Maintenance is important, you know.